Welcome to InDesign CC 2021, Classroom in a Book, Chapter 3, Setting Up a Document, Working with Pages. This is part number 3. So when we left off, we had just barely added 6 pages to our document. So now we want to be able to rearrange and delete some of those. So let's go ahead and go into our Pages panel. Go here to page number 12. And let's go ahead and move it. So let's go ahead and slide it up and over until we get the little box. So now we've got the A and then the B and the A. So you can kind of see how you can easily move pages around, so you don't need to copy and paste everything from one page onto another. You can actually shift the entire page. So let's go ahead and get rid of a few pages. Let's go ahead and take number 5 and let's hit shift and hit number 6 and go to our garbage can right there and delete those selected pages. So now we're down to 12 pages. Let's do a file S or Control S and save. So let's go ahead, and this is where it gets a little bit wonky. We're going to change the size of some of the pages within our InDesign document. So let's go ahead to our page 5 where we started. And let's go ahead to our page tool, which is on the toolbar. It actually kind of looks like a little post-it. So here's our page tool. And let's go ahead and with our page tool, click on page 5. And then we want to go ahead and shift click all the way to page 8. So we're going to change all of those all together. So now you can see we've got our page tool open up right over here. So on the control panel, we're going to go ahead and set a reference point. There's our control panel up here. We want it to be the left insertion point right here. And we want to enter our width. We're going to make it a little bit smaller. Let's make it 7.5. And let's make our height 10.5. And let's go ahead and hit tab. And you'll now see that that one page is a little bit smaller. Let's make it even smaller. Let's go ahead and make the height like 5.5 inches so we can really tell the difference between the two different pages. All right, so now pages 5 through 8 are a different size. So let's go ahead and double click on page 8. And we can kind of see now, really for sure, because we made it much, much smaller. I'm going to make a note in my book saying what we did. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we want to change some sections to our page numbering. So let's go ahead and grab our selection tool. And let's grab our page 5. Here we want to go ahead and go into our pages palette right here. Go to the top, come down here to number and section options, and click, and we want layout. We want to start our section and page number, so start section should be clicked. We want our page numberings at 1, and we want our style to be Roman numerals. Oh, we're down here. So we can tell for sure that this one is done differently than the other ones. So we're going to say OK. So now you're going to see everything in this document now has Roman numerals after page 4, which we don't necessarily want. We just want those funky pages to be. So let's go ahead and click to our what used to be our page 8. And we're going to actually change it back to the other way. So let's go to our panel menu, our hamburger menu. Let's come down here to our number and section options. And let's do start section. And we're going to go ahead and start that page at 5. And then say OK. Now we're going to notice that, OK, we've got, nope, I should have done the other one. I don't know if I can slide it or not. Let's do an undo. Control Z and undo. All right, so let's go ahead and actually be on this page. There we go. Now let's start on page 5. And back to 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so there we go. So I did something wrong. That's all right. We'll fix it. Start page numbering at 5. There we go. All perfect. All right, so now we've got our special section in the middle. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8 at the end, and we're going to do a Control S and save. So now we're going to override some of our master items and actually start to create this document itself. So let's go to our Pages panel, and let's go to page 2-3. And let's go ahead to our View Split Spread and Window. And let's go here. Okay, I'm going to switch to my selection tool. And let's go ahead and do a file place. We're going to go ahead and grab quite a few different things. We're going to grab the Article 1, and then we're going to Control click and grab Article 2. We want Honeybee 1. We want Graphic 2, Garden, and say Open. So now I'm going to get a loaded cursor that's going to have 4 different items on it. So if I look close, it's got a cute little number 4 right next to there. So I need to tell it where I want to put these elements. So let's do Control minus. I'm going to tell it that I want this first story to go in this first one. Undo. Should have popped straight into that text frame. I have to play that. All right, I want to put the second one here. I want to put this picture right here and put this picture in right here. So for some reason my text frame isn't quite right. So let's go ahead and fit this one, let's drag it over. And that one is actually okay. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. All right, so now I've got these two, and let's do a Control S and save. So I should have Article 1, Bees, Tools, Garden. All right, so let's go ahead and grab another snippet. So let's do File Place. And we want Snippet 2 and Open. And this snippet is made for actually the entire page. So let's go ahead and line up here the bleeds. And so we're going to get all those right there at the bottom. So now what we're going to do, we want to deselect all. Control S and save. So that snippet saved us a lot of time. Now we're going to override a couple of other items. Sometimes we have just placeholder text that we want to do something with. So instead of having this placeholder text in the green, we want to go ahead and put some information in there. So we're going to hit our type tool. We're going to hit Shift and Control. And we're going to click in this placeholder text. And we want to actually put bees and bugs in here. So I'm going to triple click and write bees and bugs. And on the other one, we've got the blue here. I want to have my selection. Select it. I want to do control, oh, no, this one, text tool. I want my shift control, click on that placeholder text, triple click, and let's change it to gardening tips. And do a Control S. And so now if we scroll down to our other pages, you'll notice that other pages still say placeholder text, but these two pages do have that individual thing there. So now we want to go ahead and pay attention to a few other things. We want to make sure that we're paying attention to our bleeds. So we've got some information here. Just in case the printer cuts something crooked, you want to make sure that you have really paid attention to, are you giving them a little room, a little wiggle room. So let's go ahead and grab this grasshopper and bring it up to the bleed. And then go ahead down here Let's grab the potatoes, bring them up to the bleed, tuck that one in, and let's go ahead and grab these strawberries and make it a little bit bigger so it'll actually go out. So now, even if they cut it kind of crooked, we still should be okay. So let's do a Control S and save. Let's take a peek at what we've got. So when I go to grade this, let's go ahead and switch this to our preview mode. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, do you have the two different masters? So master 1, master 2. Do you have the 4 different pages? Do you have the middle pages that are a different size with the Roman numerals? I'm looking for, does this say bees and bugs, but this still says placeholder text? I'm checking for those bleeds. I'm checking for these footers. So there's quite a few different things that we went over in this one. I know this one is a ton of work. It's a lot of stuff. I don't know why they put so much into chapters 3 and 4, but they do. And there's a lot of really important skills, really paying attention to those masters, paying attention to guides, letting the software do the work for you. And you will get there, I promise. I know these ones are a little bit frustrating, but it's going to be okay. We'll check you out later. Bye.